be honest with you, I'm not really sure how to even start this video, but it has been a very long time. I apologize for that. There's been a lot that's happened in my life, and being that I focus on mental health, why not? Because lately, I've been losing myself. And I know in a lot of the other videos that I made, I'll give you advice, give you tips on how to control that, how to fix that. But I'm at a spot now where I don't even know how to fix it myself. And it's pretty bad. And I can honestly say that I probably do need help. I should definitely seek out some. But I also feel like at the point where I'm at, I don't think that help is going to work. I feel like it's far beyond just talking to anyone at this point. And that does scare me a little bit. But also, I do know the only person that can fix this is me. So I figured, why not make a video? Completely vulnerable, 100% me, 100% real. Everything that I'm going to express is going to be very valid. It's not gonna be any name dropping or anything like that. I just need everyone to understand that this is a very serious matter. Like, I'm very serious. I've always been very serious when it comes to how I feel. But a lot of times that's just looked at as a joke. It's looked at as, oh boy, here we go again type thing. But when I speak on stuff like that, that's coming from a real place. Because that's coming from a place of hurt. It's coming from a place that I don't like to be in. I'm very uncomfortable because I'm a very non-confrontational kind of person. I don't like physical violence and all that stuff. Like, I try not to do any of that. So when it's taken as that, and it's always viewed as that, it makes me not want to say anything to anybody, friends, family, like anyone. That kind of stuff eventually weighs on you, as well as, being the type of person that I am, which I will, to this day, fight to believe that I'm one of the most genuine people anybody can meet. Whether you still like me now or whether you don't like me anymore, nobody can deny the type of person that I am to people when they're in my circle. I've done a lot of things for people that I no longer am even associated with. And a lot of those things were man. I could really just list it all off. Like, I've gone into debt for people, gave away a lot of money that I didn't necessarily really need to give away. Gone along with a lot of stupid things. But yet, still remain true to those people. And this doesn't have to do with anything like gifts or, anything like that, because if that's the case, then I've given authentic jerseys and, money to get a car, and giving someone, a place to stay, as well as getting them the food they need, the clothes they need, all while they're tagging along with some ungrateful person. But besides that, I've been met with a lot of ridicule and disrespect that I never deserved. And although I do have this very hard, tough exterior, standoffish, whatever, mean, I have a reason to be. And it's because of all the people in my life that I encountered that have done these things. And honestly, I don't even think it's the people so much that I'm even angry with. I think it's the situation and the play out and the aftermath that gets me the most. Because I keep going from this situation to the same situation, but with different people, different faces, to the same situation. And I think that's what has really hurt me the most. The people are just there in place. But the situation stayed the same, if that makes sense. But because those people are attached to those situations, I can no longer allow them to continue to live in my head rent-free. Because the past is the past, what's done is done. And I'm realizing that, and I know that. But again, when you're put in the same situation, there's always something that can easily trigger you. Something somebody says, something somebody does, something that you see. Or, somebody comes and tells you something about that person, or, that really had nothing to do with you at all, but just maybe something like, oh, well, hey, they, had a baby, or hey, they did this. But just sometimes hearing the name or whatever, it can trigger that. And I think that's what's been getting me. Because I haven't been well over the last few weeks. Lost a lot of weight, not by choice. I just had really, really, really bad anxiety, depression. I put on this mask every day. I may post something, here, or post something there, or, say some funny stuff, and just appear to be just happy. I can even go as far as, even with all the amazing people that I've met, on Twitter, which has really been a really big and good outlet for me lately. And also because I do a lot of video game-based things with Twitter too, so it works. It works. But again, I have met some really awesome people on there too, and a lot of them have also been talking to me and helping me, or really trying to help me, with my mental health, and it is helping. Just as the people I do have, now. I know not everybody always knows what's going on with me, 100%, and I kind of like it like that. Because after dealing with all of that and all of these people with those situations, I find it better to just stay away. I find it better to just keep my mouth closed. I find it better to just not do anything. just literally move in silence. Like I could reveal something now that a lot of you don't even know, but I'm just gonna keep it to myself. But a lot of hurt came from those situations. So much backlash from so much of it. Like the things that have gone on, like one of the biggest situations that actually pretty much started my depression and anxiety. You know, you're friends with somebody and then all of a sudden they date someone and it's, a whole 350. But the funny thing is, this person that you're dating is the main person stirring the pot. For whatever reason. Which now it still doesn't make sense to me why that even was a thing. And then the constant back and forth, hearing this, hearing that. At some point, I was done with it, and the whole situation was dead to me. But yet, everything else still kept going. So it was really at a point there where I was going to end up doing some really unlawful things. Some reckless stuff. Luckily, I'm smarter than the average bear. I knew better. And that's why I didn't go through with any, thought that may have ran through my mind. Because we all have them. When you just sit there and you just think like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and this, and you just have this master plan, and not always it ending in anything bad, you just want, something from it. I don't know. But it talked about a lot, and have people say they don't like me when they don't have a real reason. Especially when I was the one that was helping the most and sticking up for the most. And I may not always be very straightforward with my feelings, because if I'm ever very straightforward with my feelings at that time, there won't be any coming back or recovery from that. So a lot of times I don't say anything, I get quiet, and I need my time. I need my time to stay to myself for a while so I can recollect my thoughts, because I promise you I will talk to you if there's a real problem. I really will. But most people don't take the time to want to understand that. So therefore I'm a bad guy, and I'm this and I'm that. And I've had some people smile in my face, but be the main ones twisting the knife. When I saved everyone, a couple weeks later, I was abandoned. Everybody turned on me. Helped each other out after everything, but nobody said anything to me. Nobody checked on me. But here's the thing, with any place that I've left, especially when it's been always a toxic situation for me, because I'm not a hopper from this place to this place to this place. It's always a toxic situation, and I'm always very valid, and I do think about it before I do it. But it's just a joke to everybody else, and nobody ever takes me serious too. And that's another thing that pisses me off and that bothers me. Who would joke about mental breakdowns and having mental health issues? Because I wouldn't, especially because so many of these situations I'm talking about and getting off my chest have led to this. Just even my last job. Incompetent people and ran by the devil incarnate. Like, it's just so many situations with that last one. But I'm not going to dive too deep into all of those things because I don't want to make any of this personal, because it's not personal. It's only personal because a lot of those times I was personally attacked. But yet, I don't blast anybody the way that I was. I talk to people that's very close to me. Usually that don't even know any of these people. But one thing nobody can take away from me is that I am a damn good friend. Whether any of them want to believe it or not. They don't have to. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I've even had a lot of, inner demons that I even had to overcome, as far as, from my troubles I had that started probably since then. I don't think I've had a very decent life since 2009. I mean, I've had great moments, but I wouldn't say anything spectacular, because it was literally one thing after the next. You go through moving out on your own, and then all that is just one big storm I would never want to relive. Lost a lot of respect for people during that time. And even the aftermath of that. It's been in my next 7 years with no gratitude, no thank you. But again, walked away the bad guy when I bettered myself. And gave a month's notice to move on to people who just were more intertwined with my personal life than professional life, where it should have stayed. And no amount of money that you can throw at anybody will make them sit there and tell you things that you want to hear. No. Not a lapdog, not a science experiment. Mind games and manipulation is something that doesn't work on me, because I've done it so much when I was my very younger self. And now I'm really at the point and at the age where playing with my mind is only dangerous for you. And I think because I can pretty much read a lot of people very well right now, lately, is because of all these past experiences. Just like I said, from leaving that to go into where a lot of the issues really started. The last place was just the cherry on top, because it was literally right after. There was no time for me to have a real mental break in between my last 2 jobs. And because that had a whole nother situation from there with jealous people and pettiness and cattiness. It's just been so much. And I've not had the time to sit and adjust and be able to let it all go. And that has broken me in a bit. Like, I literally had to clock in for work yesterday, and I was there early, and I sat in the parking lot, and for 20 minutes, I just broke down. I had no idea what was going on, why it was happening, and I had to ask myself, what's wrong? Like, am I crazy? Like, what's wrong with me? I've been coming to the realization a lot that a lot of this pain, this anger, this stress, this depression, all of this that I'm holding in is literally killing me because I don't feel right. I don't feel like myself. I'm having so many other like personal problems, in life that are just kind of really taking me out right now too, along with battling again my inner demons and the bulimia issue that I had years ago, and fighting that to not try to take back over, and trying to just live a day-to-day life stress-free, stay away from negativity. I've had a little health issue that bothered me last year, and it tried to return this year, but I still haven't gotten any answers that I needed, and I should probably do that, and I know I need to do that, but it's one battle at a time, because there is really a lot on my plate, and I know there's a lot on everyone's plate, and everyone is going through it, and I don't think my problems are ever bigger than anybody else's, and I think that's my biggest issue. It's because I always become too real to myself. It says, no one wants to listen to what you have to say. No one cares because everybody has their own problems. And then yet when people come to me with theirs, I take them on. And that's a problem. It's a big problem. And it's something I've always done. And something I need to stop doing. Because it honestly gets me nowhere. I've been so selfless when I needed to be selfish. But when you are, people turn. And I've never understood that. Because why? What's the point? Because you can't get what you want out of anybody? Especially when it's something that's like could hurt somebody else's pockets, because a lot of times it's always, money. Or it's a sob story. And I'm also not one of those people that likes to hold anything over anybody's head, but sometimes it's kind of like, well, what have you done for me? I mean, I've lost so many people, and I've recently have lost people that were very close to me that were like family, that I don't understand what happened and what went wrong, especially when I was very open and honest and said straight up about everything. But yet, I helped. I did something for someone that none of these other friends or family did. Myself and a stranger, to just be ignored, not even a happy birthday, And then I have everybody else over here and everybody else over there, and everybody wants you to do this and wants you to do that. And then when you don't say anything because you have your own stuff going on, then everybody wants to make assumptions and wants to throw side eyes and shade. And it's like, I don't understand where the disrespect will end. I'm one person. And if I choose to not respond, or if I don't respond, there are reasons. Because when I shut down, I shut down. And I have to for my sanity. But no one believes that. So I continue to fight and suffer. But what gets me the most is everyone's always like, let's stay in touch, let's stay in touch. But it's always one-sided. I'm always the checkup on her. I can tell you right now, I could show messages. Just saying. I have no reason to lie about anything, and I have no reason to lie about how I feel. And I even posted on my Snap the other day. There's a lot of pictures, a lot of people got the wrong message from it. I wish I had more of the pictures that I've taken, but I've lost those to other phones and stuff. But those pictures were not for anything good. They were pictures of a lot of people that are part of everything. And there's more people that I don't have pictures of. And I'm not a weirdo and gonna go to anybody's social media and do anything like that. Like, I posted what I personally still have. And then I also sent out a few messages yesterday too, explaining or trying to explain where I'm at. And where I'm at is I'm fighting. And I'm fighting very hard. And it's been a battle. I've had many a breakdown this week. But I'm being open and very honest to say that I'm not okay. But I'm making it work. And I think that's why I needed this video. Because I felt that it was better to just sit in an empty room and just talk to myself. But I guess technically to you all, if you're watching still to this point. But I've battled a lot since I was 19, and I'm 34 now. And I'm tired of battling. And I want to be the me that I know, the one that everybody always says they like. But what needs to be known is that this is very serious. It's not a joking matter. It's not a laughing matter. I'm not looking for sympathy. Never was I looking for sympathy, and never ever will I ever look for sympathy. I wasn't looking for attention because I don't want that either. We all know that I'm very to myself and very not a big attention or want to be around a lot of people kind of person. Understand that. There's a difference in admitting something out loud, saying you need help, and looking for attention or pity. Because I don't need any of that. I have enough of that for myself. I'm working on myself day by day. And I'm a smart man. I understand what I need to do. I understand the steps I have to take. But it's always easier said than done. I'm slowly going to get there. Anybody knows me. I bounce back, and I bounce back quick. Or I just put on a face and all these things because honestly, a lot of times you'll never know with me. Sometimes I'm very hard to read. I'm very hard to figure out. And I guess that's why people take it that way of, well, you don't say anything, but I shouldn't always have to be the one to say anything. Because depending on who you are, sometimes I may open up. And you may never know that you may be the one that's helping me. Just as I told somebody this a few years ago, that was one that saved my life and didn't even know it. But now, that person ran off along with the rest to laugh, poke fun, and want to say this and say that. When I could say so much. Literally, I could say so much about all of these people, but I'm not going to. But what I will say is, I have a list that I wrote. This is every name of all the people that have hurt, blamed, spoke nasty on. Everything, every person on this paper that I thought were amazing at one point in my life, or actual people that could be still a part of my life or are still a part of my life. But this list is everyone that has contributed to that. So what I will say about this, I'm gonna set it on fire because I'm done. This is over. It's finished. But I do want every person on this list to know, because a lot of you still keep up with a lot of these people. Maybe I've heard what you need to hear, but if you always want the truth as to why I don't deal with any of these people anymore, just ask me. I can give you the reasons, times, dates, whatever it is that anyone needs to know. Feel free to ask. Or either shut up about it. Because no longer are these people going to have this power over me. So I will say this. Whether you mean something to me now, or you used to, honestly, I'm not even mad at you. I don't hate you. I don't harbor anything against you. I don't want anything bad to happen to any of you. I actually hope that you all are having wonderful lives, or will figure out a way to have a wonderful life. But the most important thing that I want to tell all of these people, thank you. Thank you. Because now, once I burn this, I'll finally be free. And I'll be able to start coming back to me. This was what I needed. This was the realization of not letting this beat me. Remember that mental health is very serious, and don't let anyone tell you that it's not, especially as a man, because we get the most ridicule about it. Screw those people. If you need help, say it. I do, and I'm admitting it now. And this is going to be a battle for me, but I do have a support system, and I thank each and every one of them as well. So this has been my update. This has been, I hope, helpful to help everyone realize that this isn't a ploy. Like, this is me. This was all just naturally me. And I wish you all the best. And if any of you are battling just like I am, just like I've been told a lot lately, it will get better. It will get better. And I can honestly sit here and tell you that I truly do believe that. I'm gonna fight every day for it. So, if you watched this long, 35 minutes, thank you. It really, really means a lot to me. And I feel a lot better already. so much that I held in for so long. I've gotten a lot of it off my chest. Not fully, but a lot of it I will just keep personally to myself. At least until I burn this. And I'm gonna take that and put it with it. But I really appreciate any of you that have stuck around this long. The next video that I do, extremely different. And I promise there'll be a way happier me. Because there will be a next time. It's not over. And I won't let it be. And neither should you. So, thank you all. Thank you to my life lessons. This is Michael. And I'm signing out. See you.